looking at sport jiu-jitsu over the last 10 years on the world stage, who's it dominated by? Monsters.
Monsters.
With
the exception of
yeah,
a few super nerds that are hyper technical.
Mendez brother,
Mikey Musumeci,
Musumeci, and like all those kinds of guys. But so it's this sort of like jits is still in the dark in a lot of this training, because the assumption is if you're going to do well, you have to be this jacked.
Okay, let's stay on that.
Monster, and that's what's in the ether. And people go, well, fuck, I have to look like if I'm gonna look like a CrossFitter going in, and jacked to the gills on Mexican supplements or not, right?
There's the bias.
There's the bias. Yeah.
Because conceivably you can. Okay, so here's the example that I like to use. You see like Tyrone Woodley, okay, and Tyrone Woodley is going to go fight. And, there's always going to be a Rogan or some commentator is going to go, that dude is strong. Like, that guy is so strong. His wrestling is so strong. And then Ben Askren is up next. And what does the commentator say? That guy's wrestling is so strong. That guy's so strong. And now the question, in my mind, one of the two people wasted a lot of time, conceivably, if we're just going by appearance, and the other person figured it out. And what I'm implying is that it doesn't fucking matter if you look like a He-Man doll. Like, legitimately, you can say that for whatever reason you want to get bigger, you want to get strong, but that
you could look at the last boxing main event,
Fury and Wilder,
dad bod versus.
Right? And what is this guy's so strong, that guy's Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is not like, he's built. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. But he doesn't look like a bodybuilder or like a CrossFitter.
Yeah, he's not like a brick shithouse built, right? And knockout power, unbelievable knockout power. How many guys, Chuck Liddell, how many guys before we start to realize that it's not the application of power to a predetermined movement that someone else invented. It's the application of power when you need power. So personally, what I try to tell, especially now we're all getting older and you're training, and you have to really, and like what you said, you have to think about where you're investing your time.
So what would you answer if a guy asked you?
Okay.
So listen, I need to get better at jiu-jitsu, because at the end of the day, people are going to want to come to you for the final answer.
Yeah.
Say, but it's true. I want to get better at jiu-jitsu. We can talk about what lifts or whatever, but what kind of protocol are we going to do? Are we going to do 5x5s? Are we going to do 10x3s?
Yeah.
Like, because I need explosive power.
Yes.
But then I also need stamina. Like, I need to be strong in 5 minutes.
Yes.
As well.
Yep.
So I'm working on different systems.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Okay. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
I feel like it's complicated.
It is, unfortunately, is that the body seems to be way more fucking complicated than people want it to be.
Just figure it out. Right?
Yeah, and I don't know how to make this I don't know how to make it easier, because it is what it is, and everything you said needs to be upkeep. So give me the question again, generally.
So a guy wants to be better at performing at jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Do we just build him as a better athlete overall?
Okay.
And program him to be stronger with the classic strength of 3 reps, 10 sets, for example, or 8 sets, and then change it every week in 6 or is there a specific volume and number which can change based on age, right? Because obviously,
so let's go general though, because I can't give you because it has to be the person.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, average adult.
So at the beginning of this, you said what percentage of training is for like you versus in the gym. So I look at that as internal versus external training. So what we're describing is external training. Bench press, squat, deadlift, all of these names. Anytime when you say a name of an exercise, I'm going to say some dude made that shit up, right? Somebody made it up. So they've patternized you into this exercise and you're trying to replicate the exercise. So let's call that external, because the result, good or bad, it's an external result. I made the lift or I snatched the weight. So the goal is the snatch. Does that make sense? Okay. Yoga. People often talk to me about, they're like, is yoga good for you? Like, dude, I don't know you. I know that yoga is good for yoga. So what's the reason for yoga?
I think that for
It's
guys,
to get good
I
at
think
yoga.
that for guys, the goal with yoga is also the snatch.
100%. Fuck, I was right there. I was right there.
I killed his train of thought. I got his mind in the gutter and I killed his train of thought.
Okay, I remember.
You were
So,
talking about complicated things.
internal versus external. Okay, so you said, what's the percentage? In my mind, and I can argue this with literature, if let's say you're a weightlifter, your job is powerlifting. You should probably be at a 50-50 internal to external training, meaning that 50% of your training should just be about my shoulder and what it can and cannot do, and then 50% of the training can be about making lifts. But if you're a jiu-jitsu player, or if you're a grappler or a MMA guy, I think that the numbers start working out to be somewhere around 90-10 or 80-20, in that the amount of internal training that you should be doing should exceed the amount of external training.